Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
So I think the former President Olusegun Obasanjo told us in year 2000, 2001 that Nigeria is still in a learning process when it comes to democracy. And I think that we are still learning. Because when you look at the scale of defection from one political party to the other by those political office holders, we begin to ask questions. Why do people belong to political parties? What do they make of the political party they belong to? Because I don't see a reasonable person who will just wake up in the morning and defect to another place. You are living in this compound and the next morning you are living in another compound. I believe that political parties should have ideology. There should be something that makes them unique. That's if I am in PDP, I should be in PDP because of the core value of PDP. If I'm in APC, I should be there because of the ideology of APC. But you see that it's like Nigerian politicians have not learned up to that point. We can now be found in APC in the morning, in the afternoon, we'll be in PDP. Just as we witnessed in Rivers State just a few months ago, when some people entered into a hall as PDP members and came out of the hall as APC candidates for local government election. What do we make of all this? So I think that considering the level of defections that are going on across the nation today, it's a surprising thing, including my state governor. My state governor that was doing very well. And I have been praising him in the media, praising him everywhere. Suddenly I heard that he was leaving PDP to APC. And before he knew it, it happened. I'm talking about the governor of Enugu State, His Excellency Governor Peter Mba. And I couldn't imagine that. What are you going into APC to do? Is it to perhaps enable yourself to do better? Or is it to be corrupted by the policies of APC? So I couldn't understand that. And look at even the Ediri, the Bayelsa State governor who spoke tough. You know, he was talking tough, defending PDP, and we felt that he has something holding him underneath. But the next moment, we see him packing his luggages. At some point, Bayelsa State was ruled by a partyless leadership. There was no party in Bayelsa State because when the governor left PDP, he resigned from PDP and could not tell us which political party he was going into. When you look at that, you see that actually this current APC government is breaking the powers of political parties in Nigeria. And I believe that in the nearest future, APC will explode. Yes, I believe that APC will explode because the way you see them gathering the high and mighty, when all of them fill in the little space that we have in APC, you see that if Bola Ahmed Tinubu would manage to scale through in 2027, you know, by managing all these high and mighties that are coming in, we don't know what will happen after 2027. The possibility that APC might not stand its ground on its feet in 2031 may be there. And by then, you see many people also defecting back to PDP because all these defectors, they have been chewing defection like cola. Check Atiku, defect from APC from PDP because he started with PDP. Before you know, he defect to the Buhari CPC, something like that. From there to AC, is it ACN? From ACN to APC, APC to PDP. And now from PDP to APA, the political party we never had, the APA. From APA, he defected into, if I may say, empty space called coalition. Because at some point, you see that the coalition looked like a political party, but they had no place to land their feet until finally ADC allowed them. And in ADC, they are not also balanced. You see the problems that is coming in ADC. So it's like APC is the only standing political party now. APC is the only standing political party which I believe that in as much as it will be too difficult for them to turn Nigeria into one-party system, to be too difficult, but they've really shut down the rest of the political parties. It might be a strategy, election strategy, yeah, to weaken other political parties, and whichever candidate that APC we present, we take the vote of Nigerians unopposed. I think it could be a proper political calculation by the APC government being ruled by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But I have advice for those who are helping Ahmed Tinubu to kill PDP. Let them do proper political arithmetic. Let them do their calculation very well. Because if it is not done, the possibility that they will beat PDP and other political parties to stupor, the stupor that when you want now to revive them, you discover that they have gone into coma. Yes, let them be very careful about that. Because the calculation they made in Rivers State that brought in the emergency rule was never intended. And it came. And the resources of Rivers State was, in fact, development of Rivers State, governance and resources was in a mess for 6 whole months. And now you see how Governor Simla Ifebara is struggling to rebuild what was destroyed during the political turmoil. All the defection is going from one side to one side. All opposition to the ruling party. And I don't like that. It is not making our politics to be sweet. So I don't like it. And I advise politicians to begin to develop self-will because it's like they lack self-will. You know, when you talk about defection in the Niger Delta or South-South region, so to speak, if it has anything to do with the resources, then you take my mind back to the time of Obong Victor Atta of Akwa Ibom State, when he was agitating for resource control. You know, they were all in PDP, but yet he was calling for resource control, which he never got in now. Instead, they gave him 13% derivation. Now, if you look at what is happening in the South-South, Southeast, Southwest, purely APC. So what do you think? How will this affect governance? That's my concern. I am from Enugu State, and my governor was doing very well under PDP. Now that he has gone to APC, we will watch him for the next 1 year, 6 months to know if there will be better attraction of perhaps development in Southeast more than we are enjoying now. We are watching. Then in Bayelsa State, how will Donye Diri relate now? Or are they just doing this to connect to the power that is at the center so that they will retain their political dominance? Because that's what I'm suspecting. Maybe they are doing this just to retain their political dominance. Not really for the interest of the people. Because in Rivers State, when Governor Fubara started, he was doing well when it has to do with empowerment of the people. The masses, the people I represent as the advocate of the masses, we are actually feeling the pulse of his governance. APC has not promised anything better except for their verbal renewed hope, which we have not seen anywhere happen around Nigeria. Yes, they will do governance to the extent they can do, but when you look at the way it is affecting the masses, the poor, you see that APC is not trying. It is not every guiding principle of mankind that is obtained in the scriptures. You can't see anywhere in the Bible where the Bible says, do not snuff. You can't find it. And you can't find anywhere Bible says, do not smoke. But we know that all these things are dangerous to health and they are not good for us. And we are saying, no, do not do it. When you go to church people, they tell you, don't smoke, don't snuff, and other things. Don't take hard drugs. And so when you come to Nigerian Constitution, you see that there are areas that are left, open in terms of movement of governors and presidents from one political party to the other. Now, if a House of Assembly member defects according to the law, if the person defects without any cogent reason, that person loses his seat, but not the governor. So you see that lacuna there. I think if there is anything Nigerian government would do to protect that area, then the legislators should go back and legislate on that. Perhaps come up with a law that will defend political parties from losing their members when they have been elected into government. Otherwise, you see that it will continue to happen. And you see the one that happened in Rivers State. Our policy court made a statement, a striking statement. When we saw people defect from PDP to APC, that was in December 2023. They defected. They showed it. But suddenly they came back and said, we didn't defect. And they went to court and won the case. So what do you say? If Supreme Court can say that I can defect today and I'll be cited all over, all the media will carry it, and when we come to court, if I can just say I didn't defect, simply because I didn't fill the form at the ward level or local government level, for that, defection never happened. You see how it happened? The Supreme Court has given them judgment, and that judgment will guide the principles of political parties losing their members elected under their platform without anything to withhold that. So you see that free flow is left open because of the lacuna in the law. So it's not too good for us. But if the legislators, which you know they will not do, but I'm calling on them to legislate on that, so as to protect political parties from losing their members.
Inside the Niger Delta,